Good evening. I'm Jeff Byard. I'm the State Coordinating Officer with the Alabama Emergency Management Agency. We're here at the invitation of Mayor Scott. Before we get started tonight, I want to give the state's deepest condolences, and our sympathy goes with the families of the 4 victims that lost their life at the tragic events of April 27th. We know this community has made a lot of progress and will continue to make progress, and some of that progress is definitely due to the first responders. We want to thank the first responders of Cordova for the work they immediately did after the storm and they continue to do today. Today is day 43 of a very long recovery. As we've said many times, this is the state's largest disaster, and this will be our longest and most complex recovery that we face today. There's been a lot of progress in Cordova. As you see and go through the city, 43% of the debris has been moved, which is phenomenal. Me and Mike Byrne, who is to my immediate left, my federal coordinating officer partner, have traveled throughout all the devastation in the state. We've hit all the hard-hit communities, and I can tell you that Cordova is making very good progress, as our other communities and counties are continuing to do. Debris removal is the first step of recovery. However, there's many roads to recovery. One of those is long-term recovery, which the city of Cordova has adopted. Mike Byrne's going to go into some more details with that, but I think that that's a very good step that not just Cordova, that all of our communities can look at doing as we progress on. More than 800 citizens have visited the DRC here, Disaster Recovery Center, located here in Cordova. It's one of 2 located in Walker County. The DRC Disaster Recovery Center has provided vital information to the survivors of the devastating storms of April 27th. After talking with the mayor, we've had several meetings dating back to a few weeks ago with Mayor Scott. It's very clear of his passion and his heart that he has for the city of Cordova. I believe that goes without question. The state is very definite and has a firm commitment to support Cordova and help them on this long road to recovery, as we do our other communities. But Mayor Scott has provided leadership with his long-term recovery, and we will continue to support the city in their recovery efforts. I want to remind everyone of the roles that we all play in disaster recovery. All disasters start and end locally. They all start with our local governments and they end with our local governments. The state's role is to facilitate and to support our local communities as they recover. Our federal partners bring a wealth of knowledge, information, and resources to help us all recover. It's a 3-legged stool, and with that, you have to have your local support, you have to have your state support, and you have to have your federal support. I'm here to tell you tonight, as I've said many other times, we have that in Alabama. We have the patience, we have the support of our local governments, and we definitely have a united team with our federal partners. Having said that, I now want to turn it over to Mayor Scott for his comments. Mayor.
Thank you, Jeff. Mike, I thank y'all for coming, and I just want you to know how proud I am to be from Cordova. Cordova their record stands for stubbornness. We don't mind a good fight. We never back down from anything. 10 minutes after that storm hit, we were on our streets cleaning them up. We didn't wait for help. We was out there, the volunteer fire department, the police department, and the citizens of Cordova and the surrounding areas were there for us. And I've never seen the magnitude of relief that came in here. They came from Texas, they came from Connecticut, all the way down, and and all the way up from Florida. The churches, I wished I could name every one of them. Every fire department's been here, every police department's been here. I don't know, you couldn't ask for better help, y'all. I'm proud to be from Cordova, and I just want to make sure that all of our citizens are taken care of. There's been a lot of controversy. We need to put that behind us. We feel like we have done what's best for the citizens of Cordova. We're working with FEMA to try to give them the best possible solution, and we think it's the safest way and the best way, and it ties in with our long-range plan. And the long-range plan, we've got a long-range plan. We've got a comprehensive plan, and it's best for what's best for all the citizens is what we're looking at, and we're going to give that. We're going to get that done. And if we just get together and everybody get on the same page, we're going to get it done quicker. We're going to be better. We're going to be stronger. We might be a little bit smaller, but we're going to be better. And we just got to look at the long-range plan, y'all. That's it in a nutshell. It's for all the people of Cordova.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I'm Mike Byrne, the Federal Coordinating Officer, and I too want to echo my colleague Jeff's comments about our condolences for the losses that were suffered here in Cordova, and actually throughout the whole state. 241 lives, and one of the things that Jeff and I have to do, one of the types of benefits that we support is funeral assistance, and Jeff and I make it a point to be the one to sign those awards and those grants so that people can have some peace at the end and get some support for that. And again, we're sorry for the losses that have taken place here. Cordova is recovering, and we're working as a team, and that's why we're here together, to show that we're working together, and we each have roles to play. And it's appropriate that the FEMA role is the last one that comes to the table, because the way our structure's set up, locals, and you heard the pride and the fact that the locals were on the ground right after the storm hit, and when they needed some help, the state came, and when the state needs some help, we come. And that's a tried and true method that's gotten our country through all kinds of disasters throughout the last few years. Specifically here in Cordova, we've already awarded $1.2 million in federal disaster assistance. Of that 1.2, 952,000 has been for housing assistance. Over 138 individuals and families have received rental assistance in this community. And on top of that, if that was enough, FEMA is only one part of the federal government's plan, group to come in and support. Small Business Administration has approved over $850,000 in loans, low-interest disaster loans for this community. Money's never the whole answer. They're also, we're working hard to support, and as part of Operation Clean Sweep, the Army Corps of Engineers is here removing debris. And as Jeff mentioned earlier, 43% of that debris is already gone. We're not even 6 weeks out from this disaster, and already we're close to half of the debris being gone in what has been a truly catastrophic statewide event. We can't overlook the progress that's being made. As far as solutions, FEMA provides solutions, and we provide assistance. One of the ways that we make sure that the assistance fits the family and the requirements of the family is we have a disaster recovery center here, where it doesn't just have to be just a phone call. You can actually come to our disaster recovery center and sit down with another compassionate human being who's going to listen to this, to the challenges you're facing, and try to fit our programs to assist you. Our goal is to have our survivors drive our programs and to fit them to their needs, not the other way around. FEMA has, in the National Response Framework, we have a variety of emergency support functions. Emergency support function number 14 is called long-term recovery. And what this is there's a framework document that I encourage you to take a look at that lays out how federal partners will come in and partner up with the similar state partners and then with the local government to come up with a plan and look at it comprehensively. The transportation plan, the water plan, infrastructure plan, housing solutions, and things like that, so that it's not just anecdotal, it's not just a linear process. It's all happening at the same time to build a proper solution. And Cordova's done some of that already, which is why we're excited about partnering with them. I want to remind everybody that the deadline for applying for FEMA assistance is coming up. And please tell your neighbors, tell your friends to apply. The deadline is June 27th, which is 60 days after the event. And the number to call is 1-800-621-3362. I'll say it again, 1-800-621-3362. So please take advantage of this time that's left. Yes, ma'am. First of all, did not qualify for assistance. I don't have those numbers with me right now. But I will say this, though. There's some people that are not eligible for assistance right now because of a number of reasons. We find that some people haven't given us all the information that we needed, proof of residence, signing there's a few forms that need to be signed. But the most significant one is that they identified that they have insurance. we can't duplicate benefits. You know, these are taxpayer dollars. These are all our dollars. We have to make sure that the insurance pays first, or at the very least, we find out what the insurance is going to pay. If there's going to be a delay, you know, we can certainly jump in and try to assist while that delay is taking place. But we have to have an idea of what your insurance is going to cover.
Not just, if you've been turned down or denied for FEMA, you need to keep going back, keep filing. You have a right to go back. That's very important. And another important thing is if you got insurance and you say, no, I don't want to register with FEMA, that's wrong. If you got insurance, register with FEMA, because that's going to determine the total dollar damage is going to determine how much the state of Alabama gets in federal funds. So it's very important that people register.
Sure. Yeah, you know, there's actually pretty significant rental resources that were available, so we're maximizing those. But we provide the assistance, and we let the family that's seeking the assistance to decide which one of those options are best for them, whether it's a hotel or whether it's a rental property. You know, those are things that the individual families can you know, decide, and that's pretty much how we've been treating them. No. We keep track, but it's not, that becomes privacy information. You know, do we allow the families their privacy to take care of that? And we do talk. We don't just, you know, we do continue to talk with them, because our ultimate goal is a permanent housing solution. All we're providing is temporary support. So we'll talk with them either every month or every other month to talk with them and help them try to come to a permanent housing solution for them and their families. We have no need from at this point in time. You know, right now in this area, you know, in the surrounding area, there are some that we've put in. I won't say that this, you know, but we don't have any right now. No requests for them at this point in time. In Cordova, no, ma'am.
Well, yes, you can't put a 60-foot trailer in a lot that's 76 foot long and 50 foot wide and rebuild. I mean, you know, temporary housing, y'all, is not the solution. You know, you gotta be able to build back permanent, like somebody said. You know, the city of Cordova is an old mining town and a cotton mill town. They laid all these lots out, you know, small, where they could walk to work and everything. You know, we don't have these big estate lots in Cordova, and so that creates a problem. And the long-range plan is to get permanent housing in here, something we can be proud of. And we just got to do this now. It's just the long-range plan. We just got to stick to it and work. Everybody work together. We can do it and come out better.